Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Bloodless run on Bloodstained Ritual of the Night on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries for PCs, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. At least I think it's on Xbox One. And in this episode, we're continuing on through the Forbidden Underground Waterway. And yeah, that's most of what we're doing in this part. We are going to show off very specifically the most important reason why we're down here, but it's going to be a couple of minutes yet before we get there. So.
Well, sometimes when a character is poisoned, they get the suds like from SpongeBob. Other times they get stink clouds like they have perpetual odor.
And in Bloodless, you get a green aura. In Bloodstained, you get a green sickly aura around you that causes it. I'm not entirely sure what percentage of damage it actually is, but I'm pretty sure that it's a specific percentile of your maximum HP. Thing is, poison in this game can't actually kill you, at least as far as I'm aware.
Oh, so it just takes you down to 1 HP?
I believe so, yes.
Huh. That's kind of odd.
It's not as odd as it sounds, to be perfectly honest. Have to go through these gates in order to get the water demon's blood. Now we can go swimming.
Swimming!
Unfortunately, this is me remembering that there is another specific blood of brutality on the map that I want to go get. That I have to go through this way in order to go and actually successfully obtain. So we are gonna be in this area for quite some time still. Also, I wanted to check out the breakable walls in here. Maybe get some more experience through combat, that kind of stuff. So what's new in the world of Cloud as we continue on through the Forbidden Underground Waterway?
Not much new to report on. I am chilling, as they say. Chilling like a villain.
Do you remember the YouTube band Your Favorite Martian?
Nah, I don't remember band. I remember Butt Ugly Martians from Nickelodeon because it came on right after Invader Zim. Or was it right before? I think it was right after.
Was that any good of a show?
Nah. I mean, they want like even as a kid, I could tell this network is just priming me for the aliens. Like, if I have to be primed for the show by first watching another show that also is about aliens, then what the fuck can this show do on its own?
Well, to be perfectly honest, Invader Zim isn't really about the aliens. It's more or less a slice of life comedy.
They're coming. It's slice of life comedy. I mean, it's funny if you're into that sort of thing.
Yay, we got another level up.
I mean, I thought it was funny when Gur made himself explode by talking about a time paradox that was insolvent, because that's why time travel is not a good story device, because if you travel through time and you do the thing, then you also erase the conditions that caused you to travel back in time in the first place.
Yep.
And
you hear that, Dragon Ball Z? Stop involving time travel as a central plot element.
And then his head exploded. But it's okay because it's Gur and he's a robot.
He's a robot in a fursuit. Another blood of faith.
Blood of faith. Blood of erudition.
So yeah, we get one MP per 1.5 seconds right now, which is very nice.
We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood.
Reminds me of a Plague of Gripes video. Alright, so which of the Igavanias would you think that you could actually survive in if you were isekai'd into them?
Isekai'd?
Yeah.
What is isekai'd mean? I can't answer the prompt unless I know.
Alright, you're less of a weeb than I am. Isekai is the Japanese term for transported to another world.
So just transported to another world as I am.
Yeah.
Castlevania 2.
Really? You think you could survive Castlevania 2?
Da 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 ba 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 ba.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure if Bloody Tears and Entrance are actually canon to Castlevania 2's timeline. Like, there are specific tracks in video games that are definitely actually present inside the story. There is a 4-part music box piece in this game that is definitely in the story. It's just that I don't really show it off because it's the Celeste Room secret, and like, I honestly do not know how best to yay! That's the blood of brutality that we need. I honestly don't know how best to describe the theories surrounding the Celeste Room secrets. So, all right, sit in the chair and whee!
Oh, well, that's new.
Yeah, that is how both Bloodless and Zangestsu are supposed to. Well, Zangestsu doesn't actually need to do that at all, but that is how Bloodless specifically is supposed to get her pillar of blood.
There's another attack that I remember from the Bloodless boss fight. See, finally we are almost as powerful as the Bloodless boss variant.
Almost. We still got to get our second pillar of blood, and we still need the actual best spell that she gets. But
damn, we are just racking up the collectibles in this place.
Yeah. The one good thing about the Forbidden Underground Waterway is that it is absolutely fucking loaded with treasures for every character that goes through here. With the exception of Zangestsu. I think Zangestsu can only get like a health up and a mana up while he's going through here. But yeah, because of the friends mechanic and the fact that she's looking for crafting materials, Aurora likes going through this area. Bloodless needs to go through this area in order to actually finish the game, as does Aurora, to be perfectly honest. And Miriam gets so many fucking recipe books going through here. It's absolutely insane. And she gets some of the best recipe books in here too.
No, you would think that more of Bloodless's character upgrades would be actually inside these water-filled chambers because of the whole can't swim vampire thingy.
But no, there's only a couple of them, and even then, I think most of the blood I don't think there are any actual blood candles underwater. There is specifically a couple of health and mana pots that she can collect. But I don't think there are any actual blood candles that are underwater.
Well, yeah, because if you
and down we go.
If you pop the blood candle underwater, it's gonna effuse into the water like shark blood or fish blood.
Which is the big reason why Bloodless can't actually swim, because a majority of her clothes are actually made of blood as opposed to actual fabric.
Well, I guess that would allow this rather kinky character to go skinny dipping.
I really do wish that Blood Cyclone was honestly a good spell, but now honestly, especially for the enemies that are relatively large, both Umbrella and Thrust, Umbrella Toss and Scarlet Thrust are just significantly better for them.
Bloodless is so unfamiliar with swimming that her idea of ascending in the water is to do her out of water jump.
Well, that's how every character does swimming in this game, so...
Yeah. I guess I failed to notice before now that looks kind of silly.
See, I spent half my mana to kill one enemy! Ugh!
It's coming right for us!
Alright, so now we are getting into Hidden Desert. I dislike this area. I've already mentioned why, but there's poison frogs that are hidden behind foreground objects. There's the Amy spirits which can inflict you with slow. There's honestly, the larger enemies in this area aren't really the big issue. It's all the smaller enemies that they throw at you that don't actually have respectable damage scaling, and of course the Alicers. The Alistairs are just absolutely annoying to take down with anyone with the exception of Bloodless, because they don't actually have decent answers for them that can effectively one-shot them. Thanks to Scarlet Thrust's wavy arc, it actually is able to take down the Alistairs in a single cast by knocking them up and then hitting them with the second hit. But you'll notice that if they sit on top of you, they is very painful.
Yeah. So there's one, the enemy wouldn't be so hard to take out if it wasn't for the GD environment.
Yeah.
And that's why they did it. Because they knew that it would suck.
But we only traversed like 6 rooms and we lost like half of our HP. It's nuts, man. Alright then. So, we're going to go up against one of the hardest bosses on hard mode shortly. You want to go down and go save first, but then we will go and fight one of the hardest bosses on hard mode. Now, to the point where if when I do the hard mode run as Miriam, I'm going to be cheesing this fight. I still am planning to do the hard mode run for Miriam. Matter of fact, that's the next project that I plan on recording, which is a fresh hard mode run. But I will be cheesing this fight.
It's alright. Well, oh, shit.
Hey, Alfred. Bloodless has got a rather interesting problem when it comes to Alfred specifically, in that she technically has the ability to sit almost directly on top of him and just spam Umbrella Toss. But because we're in a 3D environment, Umbrella Toss doesn't honestly always hit him. The second time, which is a bit of an issue because it's her primary form of damage for most of this fight. I do believe that her charged umbrella will allow her to interrupt his spell casts, but it's not honestly worth it because even though you get 2.5 times damage off of it, it pushes him the fuck away, meaning you can't do jump resets.
Right.
Thankfully, he is officially half dead. But now comes the bullshit part. Behold Alfred and his slow zones. Thankfully, Bloodless actually comes with native resistance to all the status elements in the game. But unfortunately, she's not immune to slow, or poison, or petrify. So, my big thing about the slow zone specifically is the fact that Alfred doesn't need to do anything in order to maintain them. They just sit here. And the fact that Alfred gets access to virtually every single status element in the game with slow, poison, petrify, and curse means that it's relatively difficult for most characters to actually sit on top of him where he's most vulnerable. Thankfully, we're a bit overpowered thanks to Umbrella Toss, so that fight wasn't as bad as it could have been. But even there, you notice I was having a bit of trouble actually staying on top of him, right?
Well, yeah. That worked to Alfred's detriment, though, because then you could use Bloodsteel basically unimpeded. Oh, shit.
And we now have high jump, or as
jump.
Bloodless calls it, blood flight. So yeah, we now have infinite high jump. We effectively have flight, so let us go and explore the rest of the castle.
No, we don't have flight, we have falling.
Oh yeah, we do. We have flight.
We have falling with style.
We already had falling with style thanks to Guillotine Umbrella. Now, if I recall correctly, one of the big things that we're attempting to do from here, thanks to us just getting flight, is we're attempting to go to the hidden area of the Forbidden Underground Waterway in order to pick up one more blood stat, and then we'll be progressing over into trying to think of the secret underground laboratory, right? Technically, you could actually go to the secret underground laboratory before you fight Alfred, but I would not recommend it, as Doppelganger itself is specifically statted to be after Alfred. I will say that despite how difficult I find Hidden Desert to be to travel through, I actually do like a lot of the graphical flourishes that we get whilst we're in here. Specifically, the foreground objects hiding our character is, although annoying when it comes to hiding enemies, it is honestly a really interesting aspect of this area. You know, when it's not absolutely kicking your ass.
Oh yeah, no amount of environmental variance could save you from just that old problem of frustrating the player. I do agree, though. This place is very refreshing. Well, you had a cool drink of water on the way in here. Now have a hot, sandy, coarse draught of dirt.
Honestly, this area is probably really cold because we're in an underground desert. So it's probably freezing in here, to be perfectly honest. Damn it, Toad!
Toad.
But that's what I mean when I say this area's just got way too dense of enemy placement. Look at this number of small enemies that they packed into this one vertical room.
Especially having to...
They packed two Toads, a Volsha, an Alistair, and an Amy in this room. So if you get hit by literally everything in here, you'll get poisoned, slowed, burned, although burned isn't a status ailment. Also you'll get blinded, although again, blinded is not a status ailment either. That will be the only time I ever get a double hit proc off of my Charged Umbrella attack.
Nice.
Mostly because I wasn't aware that Charged Umbrella could actually get double hit procs. If you strike them with the backswing. Alright, our third Arcane Blood. Yay. Be safe, everybody.